Welcome to Fook VR YouTube channel. For those new to my channel is about programming, specifically Android programming. The video you are watching belongs to the series about Jetpack Compose. If you want to learn more about Jetpack Compose, you can refer to the link in the comment or tag on the right side of the screen. If you find the video interesting, please click like and subscribe to the latest videos, or you can come to my blog to see the latest articles. Don't forget to invite me for a coffee if the article is useful. Welcome to the second video on making a basic note-taking application using Jetpack Compose. If this is the first time you have seen the video, please watch part 1 again. I tried to link in the right corner of the screen. Now we come to part 2. In this lesson, we will proceed to code the drawer screen. But first, let's analyze the design together, breaking it down into components that we can put together to form a finished display. As you can see on the screen, you can split this UI component into the following composable. Note drawer, your root composable for the drawer. App drawer header, contains a header with a drawer icon and the app's title. Screen navigation button, this represents a button the user can tap to switch between screens. List screen navigation button, represents list screen navigation button. Users can add more or delete screen navigation button. Light dark theme item, lets the user change between light and dark themes. Let's build these components. Here we have a lot of components. The smartest way to start is that we will start with the smallest composable and build them up gradually by design. You can call this a bottom-up approach. This is smart because building your app from the smallest components lets you decouple and reuse your code from the very start. Over time, you build up to more complex components, at which point the basic components have been built, and you can reuse them for more complex components. This will save you time and increase stability by reducing the amount of code you need to write. In the Components folder, create a new file with the name NoteDrawer.kt. Then we initialize a composable for the app drawer header. Remember to initialize another composable to preview the UI we are writing. The root composable is app note Jetpack Compose theme in your case. This is a predefined composable function in the theme.kt file. As you use that for the root component, it passes down all its defined colors to the rest of the components, effectively styling them all in the same way. However, that theme doesn't specify the on-surface color yet, so the default value is color black. For now, that's all you need to know about themes. You'll learn more in another lesson. It is a simple composable, we need to use text and put them inside row. You add modifiers to add padding and alignment to these components. Again, don't bother yourself with modifiers as much. You'll learn more about them in the next lesson. Build your project, and you'll see the following result in your preview panel. Next, we'll create a composable for modeling the navigation buttons that switch between screens. To do so, add code like this. Looking at the design, we can see that the screen navigation button has an icon and a label. You add 2 parameters to your composable to allow icons and labels. Besides, the button has 2 states, selected and unselected. To control the button state, we add another parameter as selected. Finally, we add the onClick parameter. Also, notice that you've added the onClick parameter. Since your button is clickable, it's a good practice to expose the behavior through a Lambda function so that the parent composable can take responsibility for it. You'll learn more about how to handle clicks and other events in another lesson. With each different render state, we will add the body of the function prepares colors for both states. Notice that you use primary, on surface, and surface colors. These colors are defined in your app Note Jetpack Compose theme from Theme KT. As mentioned previously, if some of these colors aren't specified when you create a color palette for the theme, the default values use. Once all the parameters are passed, we initialize a preview function and pass some example parameters to see the results. In the onClick parameter, we will pass an empty Lambda function because we don't need this behavior for the preview. Next, we add the code to initialize the bottom of screen navigation button. Firstly, you use surface to provide your button's background color and shape. Secondly, inside surface, you use a row to align the icon and label for the button. Finally, you use spacer to add space between the icon and the label. Build your project, and you should see the following result. Great. Now, your drawer button is done. Okay. This video I found was too long than usual. So we end here. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching the video. If you find it interesting, please press the like button, and subscribe to the channel, or you can invite me for a cup of coffee by buying me a coffee.